Okay, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. I do this every time. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on tonight. I know I, on our team page, posted, maybe I should do an actual tutorial, but we're going to go with this. And I can still do one with like sharing my phone screen in a later video. So if we still need that, I sure as heck can do that later tonight. Okay, so this is all things Instagram. Am I recording? Yes, it is. Okay. I swear, I literally just walked in the door right now, so I haven't had time to like look at my notes or like look over everything. So sorry about that. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into this. The first thing I'm gonna recommend everybody do as far as building your business on Instagram is to clean it up, okay? And what I mean by that is if you go to your page and you wouldn't follow you, then it's time to start deleting some pictures and really making your Instagram about you. One of my biggest rule of thumb is that if I go to my Instagram, okay, we're just going to show you an example. And I call it the top 6 squares. Okay, so here's my Instagram. Those top 6 squares, which are the squares people will see, the first ones they'll see when they come to your page. If my face isn't in one of those, then I need to hurry and post something with my face. And the reason I say this is because people need to know who you are. And there's times where like today, or was it today? Yesterday, I was like, okay, I haven't posted a picture with me in it for almost a week. So I'm like, okay, I need to hurry and post one. And I had like this older one with me holding the wraps. Obviously, like, look how long my hair is. Maybe you can't even tell. But anyway, anytime I don't see that, I'm like, okay, I need to post it with me because, guys, and I've shared this story before, but one of the reasons is when I was very first introduced to It Works, the girl the first profile that I ever saw of an It Works person, she commented on my very first picture I ever posted on Instagram. It was of Cohen as a brand new newborn. And I remember her saying, oh, he's so cute. And I'm like, who is this person? So of course I click on her page, I go to it, and I'm like, what? This is just a scam. And so my very first introduction to It Works was I thought it was just like some robot because there was not a picture of her. It was just a bunch of before and after pictures. And I remember thinking that would be cool, but yeah, right, that's not real. Like, it's not even a real person. So I can't stress enough to you how important it is to have you visible in the top 6 squares. Okay, so that's just a nice little rule to go by. Okay, if the majority of your pictures right now are just like before and after pictures or corporate pictures, delete. Okay, I literally want people to know, they'll see pictures of, here, I'm just going to give you guys like it's kind of glary. So here's like my kids and my family, but they'll also see like there's Fat Fighters, there's the Shake. But really it should be 90% you, and then you should just sprinkle the before and afters in there, or just any product posts and lifestyle posts should be like sprinkled into your feed, because Instagram works a little bit differently than Facebook. Facebook I'll post every single day, a few times a day. I could do a few before and after photos, but there's something different with Instagram because when someone comes to your page, you want to get more followers. That's really what this is about. The more followers you can have, the more people you can network with, the more potentials you will have. So if people are coming back to your page, maybe you're spending an hour every day building your business, you're going out and you're reaching out to people, but if your page is something that is not like people wouldn't follow, then you're going to really run into a problem there. So that's why it's really important that your posts are about you, and then some of the It Works involved. Okay. Your description. Okay. Now talking about up here in the top of your description, I personally don't have It Works. Like it doesn't say It Works rep. I do have ambassador. That's the very first word. But if you're not in It Works, you don't even know what that means. The reason I keep that there too is because then other It Works people that maybe follow me know, oh, she's already a distributor, because so many times I've been messaged, hey girl, you want to try my 90-day hair skin tone challenge? I'm like, no, it's okay. You want to try mine? Just kidding. But I do that for that reason. And the reason I don't have it up in there is because if anybody has a bad taste in their mouth about It Works, I don't want them to not follow me just because of that. For instance, Caitlin Wolf, okay, she was like, hey, I don't like It Works. I don't like the It Works girls. But she followed me still because that wasn't what my feed was all about. And then because of that, so she was following me and then was like getting intrigued. Whereas if it's all It Works and that's all your profile says and you don't give people a chance to get to know you, then they won't even follow you right off the bat. But then this way they'll kind of get to know you better. And then that will spark their curiosity the more they follow you. So things I mentioned in my description, I have like, I'm married, my kids, something that makes you unique. Include that in there. For instance, I have on mine child loss, and I do that because I love connecting with other moms who have been through that. And so if I see another profile that says that, I always follow them. Like I'm always just immediately, like we have this different connection that I don't have with other moms. And so I leave that there. So put something that makes you unique in your profile, whatever that may be. And then if you love some type of unique quote or something inspiring, then you can go ahead and put something like that up there too. But that is for me what I have in the description. Okay, then here's the great debate, public or private. Okay, honestly, guys, that is 100% that's up to you, because I've heard both being very, like, you're successful for different reasons. Okay, sometimes I've had mine private, and there's this curiosity behind it. So if you're going and like liking and following and commenting on people's profiles, and you're private, it's going to make people hit the follow button just to see who you are. So there is a benefit to doing it that way. But then also, there's a benefit to having it public. Now, if you have a feed that like is intriguing and you know people are going to want to follow it, or maybe you use a lot of hashtags, those will not work if you have it on private. It'll work, but only the people that you're actually friends with will see those tags. Now, I have met, guys, a lot of distributors, like a lot of people that are on my team today, through hashtags. As in, I use the hashtag on my photo, and then they found me through that because they had something in common. And so that is one reason mine is always public, because I use hashtags. And then if it pops up somewhere and someone else finds me through that, that just opens the door to so many more people. So that's just my recommendation. But that's really up to you if you want to be public or private. Okay. Now, okay, we're going to talk about the different features on Instagram. Okay. So first one. Now, maybe some of you already know this, the whole save option, but I want to talk about it because I use it all the time. So I use this like Pinterest. It's kind of the same thing. You can create boards. They're called collections, but it's just like Pinterest. So have you ever been like on Instagram and you're like, oh, I love that picture and I love that quote. And so you'll like screenshot it. Well, this makes it so much easier because you can actually store all of these in one spot. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And I use it a lot for It Works, and to get It Works posts into any It Works posts that I ever see that I really like, I save them and I use them. Okay, so what I'll do is, let's say that I'm just scrolling on my Instagram and I see, well, here's a picture, okay, and I really want to save that picture. What I'll do, okay, step by step, the first one, so write this down. Okay, underneath a picture, it's so bright, sorry guys, see that little ribbon right there? What you're gonna do is you'll click on that ribbon, and then see right there where it says Save to Collection. Okay, so right there where it says Save to Collection, you'll click that blue button, and then if you have never saved, or if you've never created a collection before, what you'll do is you'll hit that plus sign right there. So step 1, click the ribbon under the picture. Step 2, hit the Save to Collection. Step 3, hit the plus sign if you've never done this before. And then step 4, what you'll do is you'll type up the album. So you'll just say like, it works, or whatever album you're going to save that to. And then you just hit save. Now, I'm just going to show you guys a bunch of mine. Now, wait, hold on. Where to find these, right? So you're going to save these to your collections, but then where are you going to find it? So when you come back to your page, click your little, so to find them, put another number here. To find these saved photos, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click your little, I'm getting so many text messages. You're going to click, why is that so bright? Okay, I'm probably really going to need to redo this. Okay, you're going to click that, your little face down here in the bottom corner, the bottom right corner, so you get back to your home page like this, okay? And then there are 4 boxes. That ribbon right there on your home page, okay, that's where all your collections are, okay? So all your collections will be saved in there. And then, that's too dark. Okay, so for instance, here's my It Works one. So anytime I see a picture and I'm like, I love that, or maybe I love the caption, I save it in my It Works album, okay? So I love it. So that is one way. Hopefully that was helpful. But I use that every single day. Every single day. So again, to find it, you're going to click your profile, click the ribbon up here, and then to your collection. So hopefully that was helpful because I don't know. I feel like I used to always just sit there and screenshot, and then I could never find them in my pictures, or else I'd end up deleting them. So I love that they have that option now. I almost use this more than Pinterest. Okay, then the next feature I want to talk about is your Instagram story. Now, guys, this is where I really want to just encourage you to use this as much as possible. This is where 90% of my enrollments lately have been coming from, is my story, more than my pictures, because of algorithms. Again, it's kind of screwing with how everything works. So I have found through my story, because people just see it there at the top, I get anywhere between 3,000 and 10,000 views per video. So if I post a bunch of videos that day, it kind of just depends, but it's always in between that number, 3,000 and 10,000. That's way more than are seeing my actual post. In fact, sometimes I'll make a story about, go check out my last post, because people aren't seeing it in their newsfeed anymore. So stories are the way to go. Honestly, if you never post it again, but you use your story, you could sign a whole bunch of new people. Okay, now, how to do a story. If you guys don't know how to do that, a quick little explanation. Okay, down here, bottom right corner, there's a little house. So that's step 1. Click on the house, okay? Then when you get to your, this will take you to your home feed. Up at the top, there will be a little camera. Why, guys, I cannot get it together. Okay, there will be a camera up here. So you'll click that. Now you can see my background. Okay, so after you click that, it'll take you to your camera. This is where you can either record something. They're about 15 seconds, I think, the videos. Or you can use a picture or take a picture. Now, here's one of my tips. When it comes to taking a picture through this, I never do it. It's always fuzzy. It doesn't come out right. And I like my pictures of my Instagram to look really nice. So I just go to my normal camera and I'll take a picture. Okay, so let's take a picture of that box over there. Okay, so there it is. Then to get the picture, okay, we're going to open up our feed. See that little box right there? It'll show all the pictures and videos you've taken in the last 24 hours will be right here. So those are all pictures you can use. So then I'll come down here. There's a whole bunch of us at Tokyo Station. So if I'm I want to use that picture, okay, there, and then you can put filters on it if you want. But I always take a picture with my actual camera and not my Instagram app. Now, another tip with that, whatever you take a picture of, step back farther, because Instagram zooms in more. So I take a lot of picture of product. So if I'm taking a picture of product and I like it like this, I'll kind of do it up higher, because I know once I put it in the Instagram story, it'll zoom in quite a bit. So just letting you know about that. Okay. Now the filters I use on this the most are either Boomerang or the hands-free. So if you actually slide over at the bottom, it gives you all these different things you can do. I feel like the rewind, if you guys ever use that, it's so creepy. Ooh, I don't like it. But anyway, if you do the hands free, then you don't have to be like, I'm doing it right now. I don't have to like be holding it down. Okay. So I like that option. Okay. Now, click on box. Okay, last 24 hours. Yeah, the last 24 hours is the only pictures it'll show. So if there's a picture that I took a few days ago and I want to use it, then I'll just go into my photos and I'll screenshot it so it's in my newest pictures again, and then I can use it that way. So that's just another tip. Okay. Okay, I think I said all of that with the story. Okay, now how to build your business through the story. Okay, so if you guys already know how to do Insta stories, you're like, okay, I already know how to do all that. Now, this is how I build my business, how I get customers, how I get distributors every day. Well, at least potentials every single day through my Insta story. So the first thing, I talk about a product every single day. If you go to my feed right now, I saved them actually, so I can go on our team page after and I'll post like the last 3 stories that I did, just so I can give you guys an example. But I'll talk about product. I will do a video of me holding and talking about product, or making a shake, or making greens, or wrapping. I've done a Fat Fighter demo on there. Taking the cleanse, taking the greens, drinking something. I mean, really, you can be as creative as you want. Now, here's a tip. Save your containers, because for the first 2 years of my business, anytime I do parties and anytime I do pictures like of product, they were always empty containers because I didn't have enough money to just buy everything. And so I always just carried around this tote of empty containers, but that's what I used to take pictures with. They were always empty bottles of whatever. So that's just a suggestion. Also, if you live next to a leader that maybe has a lot of product, ask them for their empty bottles, because honestly, you with the product, it goes a lot farther than just somebody else holding it or just a picture of it by itself. Okay, so again, just be creative. Like for instance, last night when I was making my shake, I had like Christmas music playing. So if you make a story on your Instagram, but first, okay, before you make your story, if you go to your music, you can have music playing. So whatever you're listening to will still play when you hit record. And I love that. I think that that's really cute. So I do that a lot. I will, like last night, for instance, when I was doing my shake and my greens, I did a video of me putting it together and like the shake, whatever it's called, the blender, the shaker machine. Yeah, the blender. And then I had like the magazine open to the shake. So it had all the information. And then I had the cup there and I was pouring it. I mean, but really I got 3 potential customers from that, because as I was pouring the shake, they're reading all of the benefits because it's like really big print. And they're like, oh, I had no idea that was non-GMO, or I didn't know that was dairy-free. So I got 3 potential customers from that one post last night. So that's pretty good, right? And now I have them on my potential list to follow up with as potential customers. So as long as you're growing your potential list and you have people consistently that you need to follow up with, you're winning. That's really what it's all about. The more people you can get on those potential lists and follow up, the better. Okay, now polls. I know there's some people that are still having a problem getting a poll, and I don't know if it's like different phones that don't have it, but I still want to talk about polls because this has been huge for me, and I'm going to show you what I do with polls. That's probably something you haven't seen before. So the first thing, how to do a poll. Okay, first thing, how to do one. You're going to either use a picture in here. Okay, so tonight I just did one, actually just a random one. Sometimes I'll do them about at work. Sometimes I just do them randomly because I like the more people to like participate, and I can kind of see who watches my story, who is participating kind of, So anyway, what you'll do is you'll do it the same way as a story. Okay, you'll go up here, click that picture, the camera. We'll just take a picture of my sleeve. Okay, now to do a poll, you're going to click on that face. It's a sticker button, okay, that little square, and it has a face on it. Okay, then you're going to get these stickers pop up. So here, right there, it says poll. Okay. It says ask a question. So I'll just say whatever. I'm just typing nothing. And then it says yes or no, but you can actually type in the yes or no and make it say something else. You can have it say, heck yeah, and maybe. Now, one of my biggest tips I have with you, I never do yes or no straight up because I really don't want to see a bunch of no's on my, I'm like, okay, the worst I'll do is maybe, I'm skeptical or something like that. But then that way I still know, like if it's like, let's see, what was a question I asked recently? Like who wants to, or who wants to learn more about earning an extra 500 before Christmas? It was a question, something like that. And one of the answers was like, heck yes. The other one was, I'm skeptical, but maybe. And so either way, I felt those are all potentials. No matter no matter what they click on, that person wants more information. If they're saying they're skeptical, I was skeptical. Everybody's skeptical. So what I do from there, okay, I'm going to show you. Once people start voting, I'll show you how to find that. So you're going to go click on your face. Okay, this is how you view your story. And then just swipe up, okay? So swipe up and then just scroll over. Okay, so here is my poll. Right now, the poll that I just did has 141 yeses and 27 nos. Now this one was about something for Christmas, so I don't care if people say no. So how you find the people that voted, you'll scroll down just a little bit right here, and it'll say see all. So click that. It'll show all the people that voted yes and all the people that voted no. So what I do from there is I will go down and I'll screenshot every single, like I'll find, okay, that, then I'll scroll all the way down and then screenshot again. And then I print these off, okay? So let me show you why I do this. So I do this once a month. Once a month on the first of the month, I'll do a post about the business, something like, something like the one I did earlier that I told you about, who wants to earn an extra $500? Maybe I'm skeptical or yes. I print them all off, okay? So like, for instance, this month, I had 300 people vote, okay? 300 people said, I'm interested in more info or I'm skeptical. So to me, that's 300 potentials. So I got my list right here of people. Okay, let me find it for November. Okay, so what I do is this takes me with 300 people, it took me like probably 3 hours total to go through every single one. Oh, so I screenshot it and then I just airplayed it or just email it to my computer. And then I just printed all the pictures onto paper. So it just printed just like this. I didn't do anything fancy. It just printed like this. So what I do is I go through each person. I go and follow them back. I'll go and follow, like a few pictures, comment on something. If they're a distributor, I cross them off. Or for any other reason, like I usually write down if they're already a distributor, or maybe they live somewhere where we're not open yet, or they're 16. Okay, so those are all the reasons that I would cross somebody off. What I do is I have like this system down. So I put a blue dot next to their name once I've followed and I've done all those things. And then I put a heart next to them. If they are somebody that I'm like, they're on my dream team, I would absolutely love to work with this person. Because then what I do is every single day for November, I make sure every day I go to all my heart people, all the people that I'm like, okay, I want them on my team. And the first thing I do in the morning is I go and I watch their story. I interact with them because there's usually I have like 40 people and I can totally do that real fast every single day that are on my like heart list. Everyone else, I still go and I connect with them. But okay, for this list in particular, this one I did about, I did this one with 300 people 2 nights ago when our CEO asked us to do that one. Who wants to be the first to know about our Black Friday deal? And I had all of these, I had 300 people say, my options were heck yeah, or oh my gosh, yes, please. Okay, they were both yeses. So I printed them all off. These are all people that the second we have our Black Friday deal go, I will be messaging them individually. That's 300 people, guys. I will for sure sign. Some of them, some of them will sign up. They all said, yes, I would love to know. I would love to be the first person to know once your Black Friday deals go. So I have customer one that I'm working on, and I have all their information saved for when the Black Friday deals go, and then I have my distributor one. And so that's what I've been doing. And I feel like, guys, this has really helped me just keep track of everything. And I'm like, this is like the best way to find out who your potentials are, through these polls, because then you're like, I literally have no shame messaging these people. They're the ones that said, yeah, I'm interested, or maybe I'm skeptical, because the first thing I do is I'll send them a message and I'm like, hey, so I saw that you said you were skeptical. I was so skeptical before I joined. What are some of the questions that you have? I'd love to maybe get on the phone with you and chat for a couple minutes. So that's what I say to every single person. Now, when I get them on the phone, that's something else I like to do, either face-to-face, like through Zoom, or Instagram, or Facebook Messenger. I don't know if you guys know that, but you can actually call people over that, like FaceTime. And so those are the ways that I personally like to talk to them, instead of just sending them a bunch of information. What I would suggest to you guys is to get with either your enroller or your diamond upline anytime you have a potential, okay? If you guys go ahead and do this and you have like all these people that are interested, I promise your diamond leader or whoever is above you will get on and do some type of three-way call, three-way something, so that they can hear from not only you as their potential enroller, but a leader, somebody that has paved the way for them, okay? Let me read this question real fast. Okay, how to do a poll on Instagram. Yeah, I talked about that. It's just like you're going to do a story, a normal story. Okay. So you click on the camera, and then at the top, there's these stickers. Click on the one with the face. It pulls up all these different kinds of stickers. And this one right here says poll. Okay, so right there. And you guys, you can get really creative. Honestly, I bet if you went to YouTube and watched videos on like how to do polls, or how to like do fancy videos, I'm sure there are tons of different videos on there. Okay, now with the polls, let's see. Okay, how to find responses. Already talked about that. And then, okay. Just making sure I covered all of those things. Okay, now growing your market and growing your friends through Instagram. Now, one of the things that I do, because I'm always looking to grow, especially if you don't have a big local team. My local team used to be insane like that. I was like, I need to find people outside of Utah. And now I'm like, I need to find people here in Utah. Like our team is so small here now. So, I've been really trying to find local people just so I can meet with them and just have that more personal like touch with the business. So what I've been doing lately is I search through places that are local to me. So big, like poppin' places. You guys, I'm sure you know some that are in your town. Like we have like our 25th Street, anything on 25th Street. I'll search. Okay, let me explain that first. Okay, so I'll go to where do I do that? Oh, the magnifying glass. Okay, so click on the magnifying glass. And the top, okay, so 25th Street is like a big place in our town. It's bumping. So I'll type 25th Street. And then it says top people, tags, places. So I'll type places. And then it'll show, oh, historic 25th Street. It shows all of these different buildings, different businesses that are on 25th. Like, look at that, guys. Now, what I can do is I will click on, let's see. Okay, anyone that's ever tagged themselves, guys, their pictures show up right here. Okay, so that means these are all people that probably, especially if it was recently, they live here, right? So then what I do is I'll go like, oh, this picture is cute. Like this looks like a cute lady. Okay, so I'll click on her profile. I'll go and like, this is how I do it. I like 3 pictures. Okay, I'm just gonna go and do this right now. I like 3 pictures. I'll comment on one, and then I will hit follow. So I don't just go follow, 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 but I'll go do that to like 50 people a day. Trust me, you're going to get some people following you back. These are local people to you. So if you're trying to build a local team, that is the way to do it. Is through looking at people that have tagged themselves in places. Then the next thing I suggest is you tag when you're wherever you are, tag when you're there. Tag the location. You don't need to like tag your address. Okay, I don't recommend you do that. In fact, please don't do that. So I just tag, like if for instance, we were out at 25th Street tonight at Tokyo Station eating dinner. And so I tagged the restaurant. And then every time I do it, it says, you're in Ogden's story. And so they take my video and they post it in their story. And so thousands of people watch it. So it's really smart to do that. Tag your location wherever you are, and then find people through searching that hash or places. When you click the magnifying glass, click places and type in a bump in place. Okay, these basic messages that you send to everyone that shows interest. Yes, I do. So if somebody shows interest, like actually I wrote this down. Like if they wrote back or they responded to a poll or something that said, I want more info or I'm skeptical, whatever. This is what I said. I would say something like, you would be so good at this. Do you have time this week? I can send you more info. And I always ask them that. Sorry, I must have skipped over that. So yeah, you'd be so good at this. Do you have time this week? I can send you more info. And what I mean by that is when they're like, oh yeah, I don't want to just send them a bunch of info. I want to talk to them on the phone, FaceTime, whatever. And the first thing I like to do when I talk to them is get to know them. Okay. I ask them questions like maybe ask them first, what is it that sparked your interest? And then just start a conversation, guys. That was my biggest fear in the world, was talking to people like in real life. Whether it was on the phone or in person. Oh my gosh, guys, I was so terrified to do it. But you guys all know that if you are doing that, if you're actually talking to these potentials instead of just like, okay, what do I send them? Like, I don't know what to send them. And I've been so guilty of that for years. But if you actually interact with them, they sign. They feel your energy. They get excited. You get to answer all their questions right there. There's no like following up for months that it takes if you're just sending messages all the time. So really try to get them on the phone, and honestly try to get your diamond leader, like I said, or your enroller or someone above you. I promise everybody would be so willing to help, because then they kind of feel more support. They feel that like, okay, I have this leader that wants to help me. My enroller, I can ask questions to both. You can have your enroller just be there to support, and then also to be there if maybe they ask a question you don't know, which, by the way, don't be afraid of that, because so many times I did not know the answer and I was like, oh, let me just get back to you. So just don't let yourself feel dumb if you don't know the answer. Guys, I still to this day, I had someone ask me a question about the compensation plan just recently, and I'm like, I don't know. But I'm like, but you know what? You don't really need to know that. You can still make a paycheck and not know that. So I still get questions that I don't know how to answer. But really, the more personal you can get with these people, because over Instagram, it's just so easy for them to feel like you're not a real person. They're like, well, are you even real? So if you're like, I would love to just talk to you for 5 minutes, when you have 5 minutes, that's what I suggest you do. So, and then also I like to say, start with like a compliment. Like if you really are like, oh my gosh, this girl would kill it, let them know why. Say, you know what, your personality, like I already can see you would kill it in this business. And then list all the reasons why you believe that. And then say, when can I talk to you? When do you have 5 extra minutes? Guys, everybody has 5 minutes every single day that they could spare. Okay, now back to, so my goal on Instagram every single day is to follow at least 20 new people, minimum 20 new people. And really how I go through and like delete, it's honestly just, I know who like my highlighted people are, the people I'm really working, like building a relationship with that month. But if I'm on my home feed and I'm just seeing a whole bunch of random, I'm like, I don't even know who this person is. Then I'll go and unfollow those certain people. But I don't really, there's like really no rhyme or reason to who I start unfollowing or how to keep track of that. For me anyway, I don't have like a method for unfollowing and following. I kind of just go off, okay, I don't know who this person is, or I don't know why I'm following this person, and I'll just unfollow them. But I do try to follow 20 new people a day, because the more people you're following and interacting with, and I don't, like I said, I don't just hit follow. I like 3 pictures, comment on 1, follow. Because then they're going to see like you 4 or 5 times in their news feed, and then they're going to be like, oh, who is this? Where if you just like something or just follow them, you didn't like stand out. They didn't really notice, if that makes sense. So that's why I always do those things. 3 pictures, 1 picture, follow. Does anybody else have any other questions? I will do a separate video in better detail with better visual with Instagram. And I should probably have that uploaded by tomorrow. I actually started doing it before we left for dinner. So I have some of it already done. But let me know, guys, if you have any other questions. I wish it told you when someone was typing, if someone's typing, like our phones do. Okay, well. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should unmute you guys. Okay, I'm just going to unmute. Does anybody have questions?
I'm coming up.
I'm good. Thanks for all the answers.
Oh, yeah. You're welcome, guys. Okay. I'll get a good video up explaining this in better detail. But hopefully, guys, that gave you guys some insights. Stories are the way to go. Polls are the way to go. And printing off. Now, this is kind of time consuming, I know. But if you're organized with your lists, guys, it makes my day so much easier. I literally wake up and I'm like, okay, go follow this person, or go to this person's page, see what they posted, blah, blah, blah. So, yes, guys. Okay. Oh, when's our next training? Our next our next actual in-person training is December 2nd, I believe. The first Saturday. It's going to be fun. So if you guys are local, come. And if not, come anyway if you want. It's going to be fun. We're going to do like an ugly sweater party. And you know what? Maybe you leaders that don't live here, you guys could do something like that the same day. That would be fun. Okay, guys. Thanks for hopping on. Sorry, I look so scary right now. I'm like, oh, this lighting. Maybe it's probably not the lighting. It's just really how I look. Okay, guys, we will see you later. Thanks for hopping on.